There were eight teams to begin with 2 weeks ago. All the top ODI teams in the world playing in the Champions Trophy. Now it's down to the last two teams standing. India versus New Zealand. In about 5 hours' time, the match will start in Dubai. All eyes are focused on that. All cricket lovers will be looking towards this big game that's going to happen in Dubai soon. So, welcome to the Radio Masti Cricket Corner, and we are going to analyze what's going to happen later today in this final between India and New Zealand, the Champions Trophy final. As we have seen, India have been playing all their matches in Dubai, and then there have been still some people cribbing now also about the fact that New Zealand has traveled more than 7,000 kilometers during the course of this tournament. Their matches, some of them in Pakistan. They also faced India in a round-robin game in Dubai, where they lost by about 40, 45 runs. So, but this is a totally new game, and New Zealand know what the conditions in Dubai are going to be like, and they're going to come well prepared. And there you see the match officials and others who will be part of this final. The two captains, Rohit Sharma and for India, and Santner for New Zealand. So both teams will be well prepared for this match. And the only thing is the pitch is the one which earlier the match between they're going to use the pitch in which India and Pakistan played in Dubai. So as we have seen, the conditions in Dubai pretty dry. The pitch is favoring a little bit of turn, and the batters will have to play themselves in. And ideally, a team would like to put up a good score and then try to strangle the opposition. So, Neil, how do you see the pitch playing, and what do you think is going to be the strategy? Win the toss and do what?
That's the moot point, Santosh. A great point to end your question on. Will Rohit win the toss? Is the issue. In the past, he's demonstrated a lack of ability to win tosses. But the humor aside, I think if we just look at the stats and step back a bit, both sides have this unique ability of delivering occasionally from time to time disappointments to their fans. So that happened to New Zealand in big matches. I mean, ICC big matches. India in 2007, 2017, I beg your pardon. More recently, the World Cup final in 23, New Zealand likewise in 15 and 19. But New Zealand has played very well in championship trophy finals. As in terms of the pitch, it's going to play slow. It's probably going to be low scoring. And he who bats first, or the team that bats first, probably has a slight advantage because there is no due factor. Right? There has been no real due factor for the team batting second so far.
Yeah, the New Zealand batters, the top order batters in very good form. Rachin Ravindra, particularly, has been batting very well, and then of course Kane Williamson adds that solidity to their batting lineup. So, Jitesh, you see New Zealand. As we saw in the semi-final also against South Africa, they really went big with the first inning score. So you think they're adopting the same kind of strategy, trying to win the toss, bat first, put up a good score?
Yeah, first of all, a very good afternoon to everybody. Super excited for the finals, India versus New Zealand. To your question, Santosh, whatever New Zealand has performed well and they have reached finals, they have performed and won only in Pakistan pitches. The Dubai pitch, they only played one game, they have lost. And that's where India is way ahead in this start before the start of the actual game. Because on papers and on the experience that they have on this ground, I'm not going to go into again the same topic of whether it is advantage India or not, which it is not. But I think if you have a score, because on a batting pitch, if you have a score of 350 plus, it always plays your on your mind when you are chasing that big total, which is what was evident to from South Africa's inning, wherein their top order, especially their captain, goofed it up, and the first 20 overs only while chasing they lost the game because they were too behind of the run chase. And that's where Santner and everybody, they prevail, because if you are giving them a good total to defend, they will be very, very lethal in that scenario. When you talk about Dubai pitches, and again, everybody talks about it's a dry pitch, dry pitch. The only thing dry I like is a dry gin with a tonic. Otherwise, these pitches, even if it is dry or not, I mean, you have to play a 100 over game. You have to apply yourself. Kohli has shown the way. Gill has shown the way. Shreyas Iyer has shown the way, and especially in the last semi-final, KL Rahul has shown you the way that if you apply yourself as a batter, then at the end you can go for your big shots. I think that will be the key for both these teams, and it's not gonna be, because the Santner and Rachit Ravindran, everybody is in good form on this day in this new pitch, because they are traveling after one game in Pakistan. They have to adjust as well. I think it will be a difficult task for New Zealand. This is my perspective. India is way ahead, both in papers and in form, and that's why I think the three pacers as four spinners that India is gonna play, it will be really difficult again for New Zealand.
So, as the New Zealanders have said, they're not really, fatigue is not a big issue at all. They said they did travel quite a bit, but they're not. They're looking very fit and raring to go in this final. And as it's been pointed out, it's really not that great an advantage for India, because 2009 Champions Trophy, South Africa played all the matches at one venue and they still couldn't win the tournament. So it's there's no point going on about this thing about India having an unfair advantage. So, as we have seen, Rohit Sharma has taken India to almost all major ICC trophy finals. But the question here is about Rohit's own form, I think. He's been giving India brisk starts, but he's not been able to carry on about 20 and 30 runs. Seems to be getting out. And then his highest score is, I think, 41. And then he's also scored only about less than 150 runs in this tournament so far. So a lot of eyes will be on Rohit, how he gives India a good start. He and Shubman Gill, and India on this particular pitch will have to get off to a good start. And not that just the power play, Rohit and Shubman Gill will have to probably go 20, 25 overs. If they play in, India will be in a solid position. So, Neil, how do you see the Indian batting, the openers, particularly faring against this New Zealand pace attack? With Matt Henry, he had an injury in the last match, but he seems to be fit and he's going to play according to the latest reports.
Yeah, he's certainly, if not the leading wicket taker so far in the Champions Trophy. He's right up there, and he's always a factor. So, don't know how well he's recovered from that shoulder injury. It could be a crucial factor. O'Rourke has been bowling well in the middle and towards the death. So we'll have to look out for that. But I think both Rohit and Shubman Gill are up to the task. And particularly Shubman Gill, notice that he can punch and pull the slightly short of a length deliveries. It's just that coming onto the front foot, at least in this tournament, he's come unstuck, but hopefully, he's going to do well today. Further down, what I'd like to make is an interesting observation that some of the cricket pundits have been making, so passing that on, that when Shreyas and Kohli bat together, Shreyas's comfort with spin and the rotation of strike that Kohli gives neutralizes the attempt by all opposing sides to try and choke Kohli using spin. Because with Shreyas out there, he neutralizes that factor. I thought that was a really interesting observation.
Yeah, okay. India batting looks very solid, but still, the openers have to put up that good score. And it's not easy against the tall New Zealand fast bowlers who seem to get a little bit more bounce compared to the other team. And Matt Henry, of course, has been bowling well against India. So Jitesh, the initial overs, are they going to be crucial for both teams? And New Zealand also have got off to a good start, but against the Indian, the pace attack and spin, how are they going to play on this pitch?
So I'll answer your question, Santosh, and which is also on the same lines that one of the viewer has posted a question, and I'll answer that along with yours. Is if you had to pick one game changer from each team, who would it be and why? And the second part of the question is it a star batter, a mystery bowler, or an unexpected hero? And again, to your point and the question that you asked is both related. For me, the game changer which I see today, whether we are batting first or bowling first, is Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma, he has this habit of giving coming out of like a fearless top order batsman in crunch games. If you remember 2024 World Cup, the semi-final with Australia, that
Yeah.
one game he changed everything, and then the fortune of India changed. So I think I am backing on Rohit Sharma for today's game changer from India perspective. And if he fires all cylinders and he gives a starts of 80 plus or 70 plus in first 10 overs, that is game set and match. Because on this pitch, if you make those 70 runs in the first 10 overs, then you are not chasing the game, you are just controlling the game. From New Zealand perspective, I see the game changer again. Again, it will be for me. It is Rachit Ravin because he is batting really well. The way he's timing the balls, the way he's pacing his inning is amazing, and plus with those dibbly dolly spin as well. So for me, these are the two game changers that I see because the mystery, the question which was asked about the mystery bowler and all those stuff. Unfortunately, the mystery is solved already because last time Mr. Chakravarti took 5 for against New Zealand. So now they have videos of him and how they were going to prepare for him. So, it's no longer a mystery for me.
So one thing I was just reading, which is so interesting, is that there's so many players in the New Zealand team who play for CSK in the IPL, and they're very used to this kind of conditions, especially Rachin Ravindra, and then Mitchell Santner, Darrell Mitchell, and all these players. Devon Conroy, for example, all these batters, they are used to playing in this kind of pitches, and they know how the pitch is going to turn and what's going to happen. So they'll be quite familiar with these conditions. And Neil, do you think they will be better prepared for this game compared to the previous one?
Undoubtedly. Obviously, as Jitesh has already said, they have encountered Chakravarti not only in this match, in the recent match, but they do know him in IPL, as you just alluded to. So I think they're going to be better prepared. I read this morning that during their Nets practice, they were getting a lot of spinners of Indian origin, some of them bowling to them at 18 paces to sort of counter the Jadeja pace of the pitch. It was very interesting. New Zealand is a side, Santosh, we know that they always prepare. They're precise, they're into preparation, and so I don't think there's any doubts on that score. However, how will they do on the day? I'd like to introduce law of averages. Perhaps, I'm not trying to jinx anybody, but with Rachin having had 2 back-to-back great innings, law of averages may kick in. Whereas Rohit, who hasn't had, he's got off to a good start, but he hasn't had a really big score. Maybe the law of averages God will shine on him.
Okay, so I think the spin is going to play a crucial factor. Also, the middle overs, who controls the middle overs. We'll take a short break and then we'll come back with more analysis.
बदल गया
सच्ची बदल गया दिखाओ दिखाओ मुझे भी चाहिए आंखों की एक्सपीरियंस से लेकर दिल की धड़कन तक सब बदल गया Your favorite Radio Masti 24/7 app just got a major makeover. Super quick interactions and easy peasy lemon squeezy user interface. Chat room to gossip and audio and video on demand. Even better sound quality. और भी बहुत कुछ पर हम क्या बताएं? खुद देख लो. ऐप का काम हो गया अब आपकी बारी है तो इंतजार किस बात का टैप 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 योर वे टू द ऐप स्टोर या प्ले स्टोर एंड ट्यून इनटू द वाइब विद रेडियो मस्ती 24/7 ऐप नाउ इट्स फ्री इट्स हियर एंड इट्स योर्स टू बी
Radio Masti 24/7, Southeast Asia's only live Bollywood radio station.
Stay tuned.
I'm in love with the shape of.
So the pitches in Dubai, as we have seen, have been playing slow and also turning a little bit. So it's going to be crucial, the spin attacks of both teams, how they're going to play on this pitch. And it's very crucial to be controlling the middle overs. So India has got a more better solid spin attack. They probably go with 4 spinners. There's some talk about bringing Washington Sundar to bring in a little bit of variety and off spin. But I think they will just go with the 4 spinners they've been playing so far. Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja and Varun Chakravarti. Of course, the mystery spinner in the Indian ranks. So as we have seen, Indians have taken 41 wickets so far, but New Zealand not far behind. They've taken 37 wickets, the spinners they have. And Santner, as we have seen, bowled very well in the last match. It proved very crucial for that win for New Zealand. And he's also backed well by Michael Bracewell. And they also have Glenn Phillips and Chin Ravindra, of course. So, Jitesh, you see this as a crucial for this match, the spinners coming out on top?
अगेन मेरी चाची की मूछें होती तो वो मेरी चाचा होती तो I mean it doesn't work like this. I mean spin or pace or whatever, as I said, right? Games are won, especially in pitches which are slower in nature, by batting. So both the teams, whosoever has more control and whosoever is more in form in the middle overs as batter of the middle order, they have an upper hand. And that is where I think New Zealand might opt for to play Conway in place of Orok, because then they have 2 pacers and rest of them can bat and bowl spin. For India, I think they have the perfect combination right now. KL Rahul, Hardik Pandya already in the last game have shown that what they can bring to the table. So from combination perspective, I mean the teams are well settled. Again, from what we talk about, spin. Again, it's a slow pitch. My assessment is the pitch is a bit slow. It's not turning or bouncing like it does in a very spin-friendly pitch, right? So the spinners also have to bowl well. If in the same pitch, Kuldeep Yadav, unfortunately, in one or few games, he's not effective, even if he's a wrist spinner. So you have to really bowl well, and that is where the final pressure of finals. India being more experienced of playing these finals in the last so many ICC tournaments, and New Zealand, I mean, the last one that they played was 2019 when they lost in the super over, right? So it will play on their mind. I mean, what everybody is professional. You prepare yourself, but it all comes here on the day. If you succumb to the pressure, things go wrong. So yeah, I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, Neil, Kuldeep really didn't click much in the last match. He was looking, not that sharp on the field as well as in his bowling. So India have, of course, Akshar Patel, Jadeja, Varun Chakravarti, a lot of variety and also some steady bowling. So what do you think Kuldeep has to really do to lift this game, particularly in this final?
Look, I mean, Kuldeep's come back to the team after being injured, and he's done well to kind of come back at this level. And he's played all 4 matches, so he's match ready. The argument to bring in Washi is based purely on the fact that New Zealand, more than any other side, Santosh, has more left-handers. And, if they bring in Devon Conway, the more so. So that could be the only argument. But, I think Gambhir will stick with a winning combination that is match ready. That's my take. So And India doesn't need to bolster its batting. To Jitesh's earlier point, everyone is batting well. So Washi brings a bit of batting into the equation, but to be honest, India doesn't really need that. So I think they'll just stick with the side that they have.
So
And
last match,
don't forget, India is playing with 14. Three of us are also playing for them because Renuka's comment was that we better win this game for us. So India will be playing with three of us as well.
so as we saw in the last India-New Zealand match, Kane Williamson did bat very well, but he appeared to be a bit slow, and that I think added to some of the pressure for in the New Zealand batters. So, but he was batting more freely in Lahore, as we saw in the semi-final. He and Rachin Ravindra. So the middle overs are crucial, and Kane Williamson, of course, will be playing a very crucial role. And that is where I think they need to pick up the pace a little bit. It's not going to be easy against India, but Kane Williamson surely has to, come up with a good innings, and also because he's the sort of pillar around which the New Zealand batting is built, and the others will, of course, want to take on from there. So, Jitesh, you think he has to, come up with, bigger shots, try to force the pace a little bit?
I mean, I belong to a generation where we were, where we studied in the school that slow and steady wins the race. I always believe slow and steady always wins the race. If you see the score that New Zealand make, in spite when we are terming Williamson's score as innings as slow, his strike rate was better than Rachit Ravindra, if I am not wrong, by end of this innings, and still they scored 350 plus. Just imagine if you would have gone for those big shots, the glory shots, and if you would have got out, and the partnership was not the way it was supposed to be, they might have ended below 300 and might have cost them the game. So it's about the situation. It's about what is the need of the hour. As I said, of both the Pakistan wickets and the Dubai wickets, your middle order needs to give you a big partnership, a century stand. Whosoever is doing this in this Champions Trophy, irrespective where they are playing, whichever team's middle order has given partnership, they have won the game. So again, it will be the same. Williamson, Rachit Ravindra, they hold the fort because their batting is that they absorb the pressure. They take it from the forefront. But the way they play is they play game is single doubles, which Virat Kohli also does. Like for example, if I compare them with Rohit Sharma, Rohit Sharma stands in front, absorb the game by big strike, by big boundary, scoring sixes and fours. So everybody has different way of game. I mean, slow, whether it is fast or glory shots are there or not. End of it, it's a team game. We need to see how much is the score on the board and how we perform. Jadeja again, just to add to my point, last game he took 10, 11 balls and everybody started trolling him again like last year, again bringing the fond memories of Natasha in his life, but then he told them that what he can do, the three sixes win the game. So it's about the game situation and how present you are at that situation, which gives you the edge, and where again India holds the advantage because each and every one knows their role and they know what to do and what not to do at that situation. So it will be an exciting contest because Williamson and Rachin are also in form.
Yeah, it'll be for sure. It's be both the teams packed with good, solid batters. And if you take the Indian batting lineup, Shreyas has been batting very well and very fluent. This we have seen, and but he has got this tendency of getting out in his 50s and 60s. Do you think he should carry on a little bit more and try to take, once the advantage is there for India, and play a longer innings so that, the 280 is got to be like a target score, and try to take India further, stay longer at the crease?
If that happens, Santosh, he certainly has the ability to do that, and that would be the icing on the cake from my point of view. So he has demonstrated that he's worked hard at it. He's been able to encounter the short ball He's far more effective. Yes, every now and then he'll get out, but at least he's no longer suspect when it comes to short pitch deliveries.
Okay, so another crucial factor in this match is going to be the fielding. And then, as we have seen, New Zealand have been brilliant on the field. They can easily save about 20 to 30 runs on the field. India, a little bit casual at times, and we have seen some catches being dropped. And, like Shami dropped those catches early on in the innings, which could have turned the match around a little bit. So India, Jitesh, you think has to be a little bit more sharper in the field?
Yes, obviously, fielding standards in international cricket has grown leaps and bounds. So you can't be laid back as far as fielding cricket. So there is no question about whether New Zealand holds the edge and fielding. Yes, but India needs to bring their A game. They have the potential because all their players are good fielders. And again, this brings us to another question by a viewer. The question is it the first 10 overs, the middle phase, or the final death overs that will decide the game? Second part is which aspect, batting, bowling, or fielding, will be bigger difference maker? So basically, he's asked everything from what you can do in the cricket. But yes, who wants to take this question?
Neil, you want to take
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I can start off, and I'm sure since it's such a comprehensive question, all three of us will have something to say. I think we've
Yeah.
said time and time again that ODIs in particular, these are not T20s, okay? ODIs in particular are one in the middle, okay? You can get off to a good start, you can plunder, and Rohit is the plunderer of the power play. You can call him Mr. PT. But the point is, and the death is important equally, but let's not forget, just mathematically, you've therefore got 30 overs in the middle, much more than either the power play or the death overs. So according to me, you make it or break it in the middle. Ritesh, what are your thoughts?
And Neil, by the way, he's not PP, he's VP Vada Pav, if you remember.
I won't go there. We've gone there last time.
Yeah, like we didn't go to UZCL when you were talking about Shreyas Iyer. So that I kept quiet. Similarly, we'll not go to the Vada Pav factor for Rohit Sharma. Again, coming back to the question, you're absolutely right. I 100% agree. It's the middle overs where you win games. It's the middle over where you control the game in ODIs. It's not T20. Let's be patient. Let's be watchful about those 10 to 40 overs. That's where the games are won, and especially in finals where you need to take the control of the game for these 30 overs. Whosoever does better will win the tournament. There is no doubt about it.
So India is actually a good batting lineup. Two explosive batters at the top. Then there's a solid middle order, and then there's also the batters at the end, like you've seen, like Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, KL Rahul, who can hit those big sixes. Ideally, that'll be good. But on this pitch, particularly on this conditions, I think the patience is a very key factor. I think the batters have to show the patience. You just cannot go rush in and play all your shots and try to pull them off. Sometimes the ball is stopping and coming on, so it's not easy to play your shots. You need a lot of patience and the right technique to be playing on these conditions. So
I think you should
that's
call
how I
Gautam
see
Gambhir
it.
and tell him that he need to be patient because sitting outside he doesn't look patient. Huh? For everything he has a comment or something other all the time.
So okay, so the match, the final coming up now, and then let's go into the predictions. Neil, how do you see this match turning up?
India. No
India.
two thoughts about that.
Yeah. And Jitesh,
One-sided game, India winning comprehensively.
I too think it's going to be India because they are the team composition is better, and a lot more experienced players in the ranks. So
Just to
let's
add,
look.
I always say it's about what your mind says and what your heart says. Obviously, the heart says India. And with this current contest that we have between India and New Zealand, my mind also says it's going to be India. So come what may, we're going to win.
So let's look forward. Let's have a good match. And then thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in and listening to our broadcast. So, bye. See you.
Go India,
Go India.
chuck the India.
Go, go.
Let's go.
वो बदल गया
सच्ची बदल गया दिखाओ दिखाओ मुझे भी चाहिए आंखों की एक्सपीरियंस से लेकर दिल की धड़कन तक सब बदल गया Your favorite Radio Masti 24/7 app just got a major makeover. Super quick interactions and easy peasy lemon squeezy user interface. Chat room to gossip and audio and video on demand. Even better sound quality.